That's the post office. This is the shirt. Tuesday and the shirt's going out, so you should have it this week for sure. Thanks again, bro, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. That was actually really easy and successful, but I'm gonna take the tracking right now and email it to you, bro. I feel like I've been on my phone all morning, hitting my trainees up, getting things done. It feels of going through the email right now. File is attaching, and once it's attached, which it is now, took care of that. And now, morning's almost over, and I gotta go hang out with some dogs. Let's do this. So that guy hopping on the bike, I was feeling unusually conversational, and I was in his way grabbing a Monster, and I'm like, yo bro, you going for a Monster too? No, I'm going for a beer. And he grabbed like a tall boy Bud Light, and he's like, that's how I start my morning, something like that. So if you guys are feeling bad about something you've done or did recently with your diet or whatever, it's probably not too bad. You're doing okay. That said, ooh, proper. It's about to go down. And that wraps up a full day of getting my ass kicked at the shelter. But luckily I had a little surprise at my car when I got to it. Muscle brownie, what you need after a shelter day. A note and a nice ice cold sugar-free Coke Zero, courtesy of young Kayla. Clutch. Get those first 3 easy. Up, chest up, come on. Focus. Alright guys, what's going on? If you hear some banging or some knocking, I guess they're replacing the roof on our building right now, and funny how the last pretty much couple weeks I'm here they're gonna do that, but that's just my luck. How is the wrist, guys? The wrist is doing okay. I said it was at like 40–50% on the bench day, and I'd say it's at about 50% still, but I'm not getting worse by training. It's just kind of slowing down the recovery a little bit, but so far so good. It hurt the most on these rows here. I only went to 55 pounds, but honestly it's just a regular ache, like someone's putting a little bit of pressure on an injury. As far as any acute pain or anything alarming, things are good, so I'm very, very happy with that, guys. It was nearly a disaster. I seriously ate shit, and I thought I was gonna have a broken wrist, so super lucky, and accidents happen. Be careful, guys. If it's raining, don't slip. I always say that to whoever I'm with. Don't fucking slip, because you could seriously injure yourself or tear a quad like happened to Dave Palumbo or Evan Centopani or Branch Warren. These guys all tore their quads and did injuries to themselves outside of the gym, so even when you're outside the gym, still gotta be careful. So my typical back workout, you guys have seen it a million times. I recommend this for people with herniated discs, lower back. I don't know about thoracic or cervical, but for my lower back herniated disc, everything other than the bent over rows is 100% pain-free always, and the bent over row with 30–40 pounds with a straight back can actually benefit your herniated disc if you approach it with light weight, because you get a little bit of load, but it's very minimal. But if you're jerking 100-pound dumbbells, you're screwed. So every time I get injured, guys, I just learn how to get the same amount of work done with less weight. And that's the key, guys. You gotta leave your ego at the door. I may have a damaged wrist, but the fact that I can't bench 225 or do bodyweight pull-ups, my ego really doesn't give a shit, because I know what it takes to get bigger, and it's not just adding weight to the bar. If you're gonna make the range of motion less, and you're gonna do less work, which is what we see every YouTube powerlifter do. Not calling them out for anything, but you got guys like Nick Wright getting to a 405 bench. That is insane. I don't know how he did that. Honestly, he still claims natural, but his bench went from like 350 to 405 in 6 months. That'd be like if my bench went just to 340 in the next 6 or 8 weeks, which is just, I couldn't even do that with any type of enhancement. So anyways, not to call him out, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys see people benching like this with maybe a foot of a range of motion. That's great if you can increase your max, but again, I like to have like a 20-inch range of motion and get the most out of it. So getting a little bit of body fat from not training as much, gonna up my cardio on my off days, but really happy with the size I'm maintaining. Wrist is feeling okay on 20-pound curls. I can do assisted pull-ups, so I have no excuses, and I can't complain. And if you guys are dealing with little injuries, just get the work done, take your days off, and focus your energy somewhere else. This has been tough. I've only got a couple more weeks in Miami, and I really want to do a lot of things, but I can't. So unfortunately, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Maybe I was a couple bench sessions away from a serious pec strain or something. So you never know. You just got to take it with a grain of salt. look on the bright side, and the bright side is I'm training. I have an injury that isn't muscle related and it's kind of not even gym related, so once it's better, if anything, it'll just make me appreciate the gym more, it'll make me smarter, and I hope that's what's gonna happen to you guys too if you get injured, but we all lose it sometimes and that can suck. Basic pull workout, a little bit of arms. You guys know we gotta keep these arms growing. So thanks for watching, peace, stay tuned. Okay, so for anybody who cares, this is going to be a stretching tutorial on what I've been doing specifically for my lower back tightness, herniated disc, tight hamstrings, basically a tight posterior chain, which is a lot of the reason why we get into this position when we're doing any type of compound movement. So this is for you, Joe, specifically, but I'm going to put this on the channel because I'm sure lots of you guys will benefit. First thing, I do this after my cardio and after leg training. If I train upper body, I don't do it after I lift. I'll do it after my fasted cardio. And after a leg workout is when I literally kill these stretches and take probably 25 minutes to complete it. Post cardio, post leg training, not necessarily post back workout. You're gonna need something soft, either soft ground or a soft mat. And again, I don't know what any of these poses are called, but right here what I'm doing is I'm loading up a little bit of weight on my top of my foot. This is gonna help with a little bit of ankle mobility, but mostly we're stretching the quads, making sure we don't have pain in the knees, and if we do, finding the source of that tightness and pain. So right here, quads are hella sore from my leg workout, but we're just gonna get deeper, and if you have a wider back, spread out a little bit, drop that tailbone, stretch the feet, stretch the quads, and you're gonna spend minimum 90 seconds here. Feel free to shift around, find your hip joint end range to the side, find to the other side, and really sit that ass down, get those quads stretching, get the hips out of the way, get your gut close to the ground, get everything moving. After this, we're gonna pop up and loosen up the hams, calves, and posterior chain. And once you hung out here, you're gonna wanna go on one leg. One leg, relax the other one, and now you got the calf stretch and the hamstring stretch. 10 seconds minimum. So once you guys have spent about 5 or 6 loosening up a little bit of your hams, most of the posterior stuff in your groin, we're gonna go to the anterior groin portion, which if you look here, normally it's the psoas major, but these upper quad muscles and the pelvic girdle, time to stretch these and I'm gonna show you how. Put it with a soft pad. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from the bottom position where we started, bent over, and now we're gonna get fully erect. Yes, straight up, hips neutral or forward if anything. This is pretty comfortable, and now to increase the stretch, I'm gonna let my right glute push and flex forward slightly, and if you'd like to reach up, really stretch basically from here to here. And again, you're gonna spend about 1 minute here. After your 1 minute there, you're gonna take it to the ground, bring your heel out, and you're just gonna sink down and further get into that stretch. Never do this, always do this. Hips forward, rib cage down. Me personally, the most important stretch that helped me with my herniated disc, basic hamstring stretch. You might need shoes because your heels will get a little sore, but this is soft fake wood, so it's not too bad. Try to make a V as big as you can. Get your hamstrings and knees on the ground. Seriously guys, I will spend about 7 or 8 minutes here every time. I'll spend a couple minutes getting 3 minutes per leg. So I'll do this for a couple minutes, work on getting my legs flat here, flat on the ground, work on opening up a little bit more, and it usually takes a couple minutes for me to get loose in here so I'm not pulling myself forward and I can just hang out. Right now I'm gonna fall back if I relax. Now it's gonna take me a couple minutes to get down on the ground here, and I'm gonna do it for you guys and show you how quickly the improvement, well not quickly, but relatively quickly it can happen, just a few minutes. So like I said guys, I'd rather do this after training or cardio, but I want to get this done for my trainee Joe, and I'm not going to half-ass it. And once you're done with that, it's time to loosen up the glutes and lower back. This doesn't take quite as long, but you got to be safe and make sure you do it at your own pace. Everything at your own pace, guys. both heels close to you as you can reasonably and allow your hip to open and knee to get away from you for a bit. Once your hip and knee are opened up, fall over, extend. Go ahead and stretch your left side too. Turn to the side for this one, but seriously guys, grab your big toe and just rock it out and get loose. Alright guys, so at this point your hamstrings and everything but your quads specifically should be pretty maximally loosened up, so you want to try your hand at the split. And again, your own pace. Right now I'm about, I don't know, 70% of the way there. Usually I'll wiggle my front leg until I get stretched out into a squat or into a split. Alright guys, so that's basically it. After all that work, I'll usually stand up, brace myself on something, and I'll stretch each quad for about a minute. At this point, my hips are loosened up. Everything is loose, so I can dig in really deep, pull hard, and get each quad pretty stretched out fairly quickly. Really do hope that helps you guys. I honestly spend 15-20 minutes doing this probably 5 days a week. And if I did more, it would only improve my health and improve my form on basically everything. So get to it guys, it ain't easy, but it has to be done. Peace. Now I get to take my third shower of the day. It's still daylight too.